Unit 78. Names with and without the. Names with the. Names without the. We don't use the article the with names of most cities, streets, roads, squares, and parks. Here we say Wall Street. Here street is identified by the word wall or modified by the word wall. If we say she walks in the street without the name of the street, then we can use the article the. But if we use the name of the street, we don't use the article the. For example, we say the street, but if we say Omar al-Mukhtar Street, we don't use the. Again, Queen's Road. Here, road. Road, she walks in the road. We can use the article the. But if we put the name of the road before the road, so we say Queen's Road. We don't use the article the. Fifth Avenue. Again, the word avenue can be used with article, but if we put its name before it, fifth, the word that modifies it, then we don't use the article the. Broadway as well. Hyde Park. If we can use the word park with the article alone. If we put its name Hyde before it, then we don't use the article the. Times Square, again, square can be used with the article the. But if we use its name, times, along with it, its title, then we don't use the article the, because the names before it, I modify those things, so they don't need to take the article the. Names of important public buildings and institutions, for example, airports, stations, universities, are often of two words. When they are formed of two words, and the first word is a name of a person or the first word is a name of a city, then we don't use the article the. For example, we have Victoria Station. The first name is Victoria, a name of a person, so we don't use the article the. Buckingham Palace, the first word is a name of a city, so we don't use the article the. Buckingham. Canterbury Cathedral, the first name is Canterbury, a city, so we don't use the article the. Cambridge University, here the first name is Cambridge, a name of a city, so we don't use the article the. Edinburgh Castle, the first name is Edinburgh city, so we don't use the article the. Sydney Harbour, the first name is a name of a city or a name of a person or male or female, so we don't use the article the. Compare Buckingham Palace, not but the Royal Palace. If we look at these two names, then in the first name we have Buckingham. It is a name of a city, so we don't use the article the. But in the second name, the first word is royal, and royal here is an adjective. When we use the first word as when we have in the first word an adjective, then we use the article the. The word royal here doesn't mean a name of a person or a name of a city. It is an adjective. That's why we use the article the. Most other buildings have names with the. For example, hotels and restaurants take the article the. The Sheraton Hotel, the Bombay Restaurant, and the Holiday Inn all take the article the. Theaters and cinemas take the article the. The Palace Theater and the Audio Cinema here take the article the. Museums and galleries, the Guggenheim Museum here takes the article the. The Hayward Gallery takes the article the. Other buildings can take article the. For example, the Empire State Building, here we use the article the. The White House use the article the. The Eiffel Tower takes the article the. We often leave out the noun. Names of hotels, restaurants, museums, theaters, etc. When they are famous too much, then We don't need to write hotel or theater or museum. We just write the first name with the article there. So we don't need to say the Sheraton Hotel. We can say the Sheraton. It is well known. We say the Palace Theater. We don't need to say theater. It is well known. The Palace means the Palace Theater. And the Guggenheim Museum. It is well known. So we don't need to use the word museum. We can say the Guggenheim. Some names are only the plus noun. For example, we don't use the word building or somewhat like this. You just write the word, the first name with the article there. The Acropolis and the Kremlin. The Kremlin building or the Pentagon building. We use the first word with the article there. We don't need to use the name of the building. Names with of usually have the article there. If the name includes the preposition of, then we use the article there. For example, the Bank of England, we have here of in between, so we use the article there. The Museum of Modern Art, here we have of in between, so we use the article there. The Great Wall of China, we have of here, so we use the article there. The Tower of London, here we use the preposition of, then we use the article there. Note that we say the University of Cambridge, but Cambridge University. Here in this case, when we say Cambridge University, we have already mentioned the first name is a name of a city, Cambridge, and it is of two nouns, two words. Then we don't use the article the when the first name is a name of a city. But if we use of a preposition in between, then we use the article the. So when we say the University of Cambridge, we have here the preposition of in between, we must use the article the. Many shops, restaurants, hotels, banks, etc. are named after the people who started them or who established them. When we say the name of a restaurant or bank or hotel named after the person who established it or the person who started it, then we don't use articles. Means when we have names of persons within names of restaurants and banks and hotels, so we don't use the article there. Here we have Lloyd's, name of person. We have Brown's, name of person. We have Mack's, name of person. So we say Lloyd's Bank. We don't say the Lloyd's Bank. We say Brown's Restaurant. We don't say the Brown's Restaurant. We say Mack's Department Store. We don't say the Mack's Department Store. Churches are often named after saints. Here, names of churches start with names of saints. Don't take the article the. St. John's Church. We don't say the St. John's Church. St. Patrick's Cathedral. We don't say the St. Patrick's Cathedral. Most newspapers and many organizations have names with the. Newspapers mostly take the article the. The Washington Post, the Financial Times, the Sun, the Herald Tribune, etc. Organizations, the European Union, the BBC, the British Broadcasting Corporation, and the Red Cross, these are organizations, so they take the article there. Names of companies, airlines, etc. are usually without the. For example, Fiat Company, Cars Company, it is Cars Company, don't take the article there. Kodak, name of a company. Sony, name of a company. IBM, name of a company. So they don't take the article there. British Airways. Airways don't take the article there. Egyptian Airways, British Airways, Palestinian Airways, etc. Yale University Press. Here doesn't take, it is a kind of company that doesn't take the article there. So we say Yale University Press.